December is quickly approaching, I thought this would be a great time to talk about picture books to use to teach students about different celebrations. Now, we know a lot of our students will be celebrating Christmas soon, but so many other holidays are celebrated not only in December, but throughout the year. And picture books are a great way to give students that cultural awareness, to build empathy and respect in the diverse world that we live in. And by showing students the different holidays that are celebrated across a variety of cultures, they get to understand and learn about all of these different traditions and appreciate them and see how they are similar to theirs and different from the holidays that they celebrate in their own homes. Now, my dog is very active today, so you might hear him tapping across the floor throughout this episode, but hopefully he won't start barking. But today I have a collection of picture books that you can use to teach students about different holidays that are celebrated around the world throughout the year. A couple of the ones I have focus on December holidays, but then there are some that have a variety of holidays in them as well. And stick around to the end because I will have a lesson to go along with one of the books that you can use in your classroom right away. The first book that I have is called Red and Green and Blue and White by Lee Wind. And this is a book that focuses both on Hanukkah and Christmas. And it does have some heavier parts to it, so I would recommend this more for upper elementary students. And it is inspired by a true story. So during this holiday season, Isaac celebrates Hanukkah with his family, and Teresa celebrates Christmas with her family. And they are friends, and they've both been looking forward to these holidays for months. And they've been counting down the days, and during these days, they've been doing different activities to help them get ready for their respective holidays that they will be celebrating with their families. And throughout this story, they enjoy all the things that they share that are similar between their holidays and appreciate the things that are different between their two holidays. And in their front windows, Teresa's family has their Christmas tree and Isaac's family has his menorah all lit up. But then one night, Isaac's front window is smashed, and it seems that not everybody appreciates the differences between the holidays. But the story tells how a community comes together to celebrate one of their own and to let Isaac's family know that they stand behind him and that they appreciate who he and his family is and what they celebrate. A powerful story to share with your students that I think will spark some discussions, and you'll have that great conversation with your students. The next book that I have is one of my favorites. This one is called Our Favorite Day of the Year by A.E. Ali. In this story, Musa is new to his school. He's feeling really nervous. It's his first day. He's nervous about being away from home and not making new friends. Then when he meets his classmates, he's not sure that they're going to have too much in common. But throughout the year, the teacher encourages all the students to share their favorite holiday that they celebrate with their families, to share this holiday with their classmates. What the holiday is, how they celebrate it, and what the meaning behind the holiday is. And throughout the year, the students in his class get to know each other and really get to understand their families and their cultures and what makes them who they are. And as the story goes on, as the year goes on, the young boy becomes so close with his classmates and realizes that they have become great friends as they've learned so much about each other. And at the end of this book, there is also a calendar of holidays so that you can share that with your students and see all of the different holidays that are celebrated, and you can work with them and talk with them and encourage your students to share their favorite holidays, their favorite celebrations that they share with their families. What do they do for this holiday? What food do they eat? What do they wear? What activities do they do? And you'll really learn so much about each one of your students, and they'll be able to learn more about each other as well. Another great book for learning about different holiday celebrations in your classroom. Another book that I have is called Let's Celebrate by Kate DePalma. And this one goes through quite a few different holidays throughout the story. And my favorite part is that it gives a pronunciation guide on each page so that you as the reader can pronounce each one of the holidays and parts of the holiday correctly. And it has it right there so that you are able to read it and read it correctly so that your students can understand what each of these special words is and what they mean. So it is a nonfiction text, but each page has very lyrical words and it reads more like a story. And your students will learn about 13 different holidays celebrated throughout the world, such as Dia de los Muertos in Mexico or the Spring Festival in China. And your students will get to know just a little bit about each one. I like that it's a simple text and gives just a brief overview of each one throughout the story. But then at the end of the book, you'll learn more about each one. It gives more in-depth information about each one of the holidays if you want to dive into that with your students. But just the story gives just that simple overview for them and makes it easy to read, makes it an easy read aloud for the classroom. Another book that I have to talk about different holiday celebrations is called Sparkles of Joy. This is by Aditi Wardhan Sain, and this one focuses on 3 holidays. It focuses on Diwali, Christmas, and Hanukkah. And it's 3 different children that are celebrating these holidays in the story. And they're having conversations with each other about the ways that their holidays are similar to each other and the ways that they are different. And I think that's a fun and interesting comparison for students to share the holidays that they celebrate and to find out how it's similar to their friend and in what ways they are different. In this story, Raya is celebrating Diwali with her family, and she's invited some of her friends over for a play date that is Diwali themed, and she's able to tell them all about this holiday and what makes it special to her, what her favorite parts of the holiday are. And as she's talking about her favorite parts of Diwali, her friend Ella starts sharing her favorite parts of the holiday that she celebrates. She celebrates Christmas and how some of her traditions are similar to Raya's. And then Caleb adds in that he's Jewish and he celebrates Hanukkah. And the 3 of them have that conversation about how their celebrations are like one another's and the ways that they are different and the different aspects that they enjoy and their favorite parts of the holiday. So this one puts the 3 holidays into words that are easy for students to understand, especially younger students, and makes it very accessible to them, but also teaching them about the different holidays as well. This next book that I have wouldn't make a good read aloud, but I would add it to your collection if you were teaching your students about different celebrations as part of a social studies unit. What Do You Celebrate by Whitney Stewart takes us through 14 different holidays across the world and tells us a little bit about each one. Tells us about the food that's eaten, about the different activities that they do. It includes projects for each one of the holidays. There's a timeline of the year that shows when each of the holidays are celebrated. And then, like I said, it takes you to different countries. It takes you to China for Chinese New Year and gives a project to do for Chinese New Year. You'll learn about Carnival in Brazil. You'll go to Denmark. In Japan, there's the Cherry Blossom Festival. And it gives an activity as well as different foods that are present during these holiday celebrations. So this would be an interesting book to add to your collection for students to explore more and learn more about the different holidays. But again, not a good read aloud book, but a great nonfiction book to add to your collection. Now, a book that just came out that would make a great read aloud that's very similar to the book that I just shared, to the Why Do You Celebrate book, is called Come and Join Us. And this is by Liz Kleinrock, and it's a celebration of 18 different holidays. This one is told in more of a story format, making it a good read aloud for the classroom. But in this story, you'll meet kids who are celebrating important holidays all year long, not just in December. And again, you'll celebrate holidays from Juneteenth to Yom Kippur to Dia de los Muertos, all of these different holidays that are occurring throughout the whole year and what makes each one of them special to each kid in this story. And it's a great book full of a diverse group of children, each one sharing what makes their holiday special to them. Another great story to use when talking about different holiday celebrations in the classroom. And the last book that I have to share about holiday celebrations, this one is about December winter holidays, but it combines a couple different holidays into the story. This one is called Winter Candle by Jerome Ashford. And we meet a group of different families in an apartment complex on kind of a cold, dark winter night. And in this story, each one of them needs something to light them up in the dark of winter. And we see that there's this little candle that is passed between each family and helps them light up the different holidays that they are celebrating. So in one apartment, it's celebrating Kwanzaa. In another one, the candle is lighting up a Christmas celebration. In another apartment, it's celebrating St. Lucia. And it shares how this candle plays an integral role in each one of these holiday celebrations and how each holiday is different, but that many of them are based on the same tenets, on celebration and family and love and community and giving thanks to one another, being grateful for what we have. So going through this book, you can create with your students an anchor chart to help them understand the different holidays. You can have them share what holidays are special to them. What do they celebrate and how do they celebrate it? And by using the discussion questions, so I have this lesson, a lesson to go along with this story in the Colorful Apple Book Club. So once you are a member, you can grab this lesson to use in your classroom. And I have discussion questions to go along with it. You can put them right on sticky notes and place them in the book so that you are ready to have those conversations with your students. And then you can take it a step forward by doing an activity together with them and having them share what is important to them. So I hope that these books about holidays and celebrations around the world and throughout the year will be a great addition to your social studies curriculum, and that you can share them with your students to teach them about different cultures and teach them about different ways and different holidays that are celebrated. And again, not only will they become more knowledgeable about these different holidays, but it also really nurtures that empathy and that cultural appreciation. I will leave all of these books linked in the description box so that you can use them in your classroom through your social studies units, all about celebrating different holidays around the world. If this video was helpful for you, make sure you give it a thumbs up, hit that red subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss a video. I'll be back next week with more picture books and ideas that you can use in your classroom right away. Have a great week.